Life for me now is an amazing, I'm having the time of my life. I have a place I can finally call home. And it's my home. And it's my sanctuary. And it's my peace of mind. And I think that to CUCS. I grew up with a father who was very emotionally abusive to my mother and to myself. That's all I've known my whole life is abuse, mental and physical abuse. I moved to Manhattan when I'm 18, started working in the club scene. I would dip and dab in narcotics, cocaine. I rented this apartment from this lovely woman, and then the real estate agent said, "Oh, why don't you date her son?" This man was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. The first time he beat me, it was bad. I had a broken nose. This was broken here. I was in rehab quite a few times. In all the rehabs I went to, or even outpatient programs, they would always talk about the shelter system. I was at an assessment shelter in East New York. I started a conversation with a woman. She said she was leaving. I said, "Well, how is it that where you're living at?" She's like, "It's amazing. It's on Prospect. There's 3 floors. They help you do schooling. They give you little jobs during the week. They help you find an apartment." I said, "Well, tell me the name of the place because I want to go." I signed up to speak to my case manager. She worked her magic. I got on the phone. I did the intake. Intake went very well. I could not pack my stuff up quick enough. When I arrived at CUCS, there was a lovely girl who came out and said, "Welcome." And at that point, I just cried. And it was like this overwhelming feeling came, like I was finally safe. If I was not at CUCS at that point in time, I don't know where I would be. I wish I would have known about them sooner, because maybe that would have prevented so much more hardship.
Prospect Place is a 90-bed shelter for women who are diagnosed with serious and persistent mental illness. So upon entry to Prospect Place, we always make sure people are given a tour, find a room that works for them. The community is something you don't always get at different transitional housing sites. So we have community meeting, we have groups, we have art therapy, we have a lot of things that people can attend and kind of get to know each other and know each other's stories. At Prospect Place, the transitional housing, we work with most, if not all of our clients to find supportive housing. I think the stability is one of the biggest and most important parts before they move into this permanent housing, to be able to get that time to find the med regimen that works, or find a therapist that works for you to talk to, and look at different housing options. So we give them that time to find something that's really going to fit and be long-term for them to move into permanently.
I definitely wanted to get into permanent housing, definitely. I don't know how it works, the powers may be. They said you'll be called soon for an apartment. And I was praying to God. I said, "Please let me get this apartment. It's the cutest little apartment. It's charming. And in the end, it would be mine. Like mine. And a few weeks later, they told me, I got it. I was like, I'm accepted into a building. I was like in my glory. It was just like an explosion. I was so happy. Okay. Well, welcome to my home. This is the little foyer way, as we say. This, to me, is my kids' room. It's for me. It's nurturing the little girl inside that when she grew up too quickly. So it's about just having peace and fun.
Permanent supportive housing is absolutely essential to taking on the homeless crisis in the city, and it offers a level of care, support, and services that I think is absolutely essential to helping people get on their feet. We have the general case management and social worker teams who provide such an array of services, really depending on the individual and what it is that they need. So for some individuals, it's getting Social Security and applying for that, or applying for public assistance, and those services ensure that they have some source of income. For other individuals, they want to go back to school or they want to go to work, and so we actually have on-site career network services, and that can be a really huge part of people's recovery journey. We also have psychiatry services on site once a week, which makes it so much easier to provide the level of psychiatric care that these individuals need. And then we also have the medical team that comes on site once a week, usually a primary care provider. Sometimes it's MDs, sometimes it's nurse practitioners. It just allows clients to really get a high quality of care on site that they deserve.
If you're providing care at a housing program, you can be integrated with the social service team that's providing all the kinds of other services. You can be integrated a little bit with the community of the housing program, right? You can see the environment that the person's living in. You can actually even see their home. You can visit people's apartments, and you can learn a lot about what's going on with a person by visiting their apartment, right? And so it starts a relationship, right? Which is at least a trusting interaction, that the person trusts you, right? We have a saying around here, the relationship is the treatment, right? The bulk of the work, both in time, intensity, energy, is developing and nurturing relationships with each and every person you're trying to work with.
November 21st of 2021, I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I'm gonna fight until the bitter end, as much as I can, as much as I can. I wanna live. I finally have a home, thanks to CUCS. Like, I can't imagine being diagnosed, like having all of this and being diagnosed in like a random building. This has been it's a blessing. It really is. CUCS means to me happiness, that life is good. Life is really good. Hope is the best word to describe it. Hope.